I ate at Jeremy Clarkson's pub and can sum the whole thing up in 2 words. A little over a year ago, a pub opened that has since become the most popular in the UK. The planning, stresses, surprises, and everything else that went into opening the Farmer's Dog were documented on the hugely popular Clarkson's Farm series on Amazon Prime Video. The series is a joy. It's funny, sad, entertaining, and informative, and shows its biggest star, Jeremy Clarkson, in a different light to what many of us might be used to from Top Gear, the Grand Tour, and newspaper columns. A large part of the 4 series so far, a 5th is on the way, focused on Clarkson's effort to open a restaurant on his farm, Diddley Squat, where he could sell the meat and produce produced by his own and the surrounding farms. Frustrated by objections from the council and neighbors, Clarkson gave up on that ambition and thought instead of building a restaurant we would buy a pub. The result was the Farmer's Dog, which opened in late August 2024 about 10 miles south of the farm on the side of the A40 as it winds through the Oxfordshire countryside. One thing that really seemed to annoy council officials and some neighbors of Clarkson's original farm shop was the huge number of people visiting, clogging up the surrounding roads and parking on grass verges. So I was expecting it to be busy when I visited for Sunday lunch earlier this summer. But I wasn't expecting this. It was bigger than some music festivals, with a full-blown security and parking operation guiding arrivals into an enormous field with hundreds, at least, of cars already parked in it. Visitors streamed like ants in formation between car park and pub. The stunned, "Bloody hell!" I heard from a fellow visitor nicely summed up the whole scenes. Driving through the beautiful, peaceful Cotswolds, I'd thought that given I had a lunch reservation that I'd got without too much hassle several weeks earlier on the pub website, it would be a quiet affair. After all, only so many people can fit in a pub, right? Wrong. The first signs that we were not just out at your average local pub for Sunday lunch came a few hundred yards from our destination when the traffic queues started. Stewards in high-vis jackets directed us to a nearby field where, despite the numbers, we got a parking space easily. Once parked, it was a short walk across the road to the pub. Arriving at lunchtime, we passed people coming the other way carrying boxes of the now famous Hawkstone lager. There were people everywhere. Dozens of people waited in line to get into the pub. You don't need to queue if you have a reservation, and I was impressed that there was a staff member dedicated to finding those of us who did and ushering us to the front. Presumably, those queuing without a reservation were doing so in the hope of nabbing a table, a pint, or a quick photo op.